Welcome back, guys. This is week 3 of this mind-body exploration practice. And it should be days 4, 5, or 6 of this week, which, yay, is the last week. So today, we'll be exploring your cross-lateral connectivity, or the 3-dimensional diagonal connections in your body. This is the most vital connection we can develop in our bodies, but it is also the hardest one to find and consistently work on. So today, begin again by lying on your back. Extend your legs onto the floor so that your whole body is in a large X shape. Arms away from your sides and legs apart. Push down into the floor from your heel of your right leg, through your pelvis, and all the way through the back of the shoulder of your left arm and out of your left hand. Sense weight on the underside of your limbs and torso, almost as if loading that cross-connected passageway with sand and color. If the color imagery worked for you in the exercise on body half, you might see or sense this connection as an open tube of lighted color from your foot to your hand. What color is it? Intensify the color as a support for this diagonal connection. With this connection as your stability, allow the opposite diagonal, which is your left foot, through to your right fingertips, to release and lift slightly off the floor. What color is that crossing pathway? Return your lifted limbs to the floor. Were you able to maintain the stable diagonal firmly planted into the earth, or did your pelvis tip to one side as your gesturing arm and leg released from the floor? Use your core support in your breath to aid the stable connection. Try this again by envisioning the spreading of light from your right foot to your left arm, and lift your opposite diagonal, which is your left leg and your right arm. Release and try the other side. Sense the light and grounding first in your left foot, through your core, and out your right arm. Then lift your opposite diagonal, which is your right leg, and your left arm. Release to the floor and repeat. Continue to alternate the stable and mobile diagonal connections, making sure to focus on the stable pathway first. It sometimes helps to intensify the stable pathway's color and then let the mobile pathway simply brighten a bit to release from the floor. Do this for as long as you like, then rest. For our next exploration, start again by lying on the floor in a large X form. Confirm your stable diagonal connection of your right leg and left arm by yielding weight into the floor. This diagonal body connection will provide support to allow your right arm and left leg to reach out, away from your center core, and reach around through the space until the elbow and knee of the opposite arm and leg are coming towards each other. Let the movement be full and rounded. You will be using your capacity for rotation to accomplish this both in your spine and in your limbs. Notice that your spine is involved in twisting. It is not rigidly held. Let your head rotate toward the left side that your upper body is going towards. As your arm and leg come in together, you will have a sense of embracing or enclosing space. As you return your mobile arm and leg to the floor, again confirm your stable diagonal connection and let the back side of your torso and limbs spread onto the floor, returning to a more neutral position, and sensing weight in the underside of your limbs. Try this on the other side. Left leg and right arm stable, with your right leg and left arm coming up to meet each other, along with your head. After you have completed this movement, lie on your back again, legs long on the floor. Sense your heel connection to the floor and begin to rotate your legs to the right side by letting the back of your heels roll on the floor in the same direction. So both of your toes will be leaning toward the right wall. Now rotate your legs to the left side and let yourself develop an easily flowing and rolling rotation from one side to the other, back and forth. Allow your knees to be soft. Gradually include your tail in the action so that the back of the lower part of your pelvis is also rolling, causing a slight spiral to begin in your spine. The front of your pelvis will be hollow and soft. It is not necessary to tighten your front abdominals, although your more internal abdominals will be activated. Let your head find how it wants to move to accommodate the movement. Do this for a little while, enjoying the sensation, then rest. While still laying on your back, bend your knees up and plant your feet on the floor. Allow the right knee to fall slowly to the right side. Then only when it has to, allow the left knee to follow and fall to the right. Then lifting the knees back up, beginning with the left knee first and allowing it to fall to the left side, right knee following. After your left knee and right knee have fallen to the left, start with the right knee to come back up and roll to the right side, left knee following. Continue this pattern until it flows naturally. If you feel a break between the connection of your upper body and your lower body, slow down and check that you are moving your leading leg as far as you can and that your following leg only moves because the leading leg is pulling it. You shouldn't have to tense your inner thighs at all to help your leg follow. Also check that you are not making the twist in your spine happen only in your lower back. This may happen if you hold your knees together on the descent, or it might happen if you are holding tension in your chest and are trying to maintain a set shape in your upper body. You can check this by noticing whether your clothing is revealing diagonal folds or wrinkles through your torso as you do the exercise. If you don't see any, soften your chest. Keep this flow going from one side to the next, back and forth. When this exercise accomplishes its purpose, one senses a connection from the lower body to the upper body, and both are participating in a slight spiral to create the body diagonal. Stay with this movement for a while, alternating sides until you are able to easily sense the internal diagonal connection. Now, we will drop both knees to your right side and feel the comfort of the floor. Begin to draw a large circle with the fingertips of your left hand coming up over your head counterclockwise and continuing the circle down around the right side, allowing your chest to be soft. Continue to trace the circle down across your body, around, down, back, and to the left, letting your low pelvis accommodate for the movement. Then complete the circle, returning to where you began. check that you are not reaching beyond the distance where your arm can stay connected to your core. If you have locked your elbow, release it. Start making the circle again. Enjoy the gradual rotation through your shoulder joint, but even more importantly, allow your whole upper and lower body connection to sense a constant gradual change. You will also notice that you can allow a subtle change of relationship in your elbow, your wrist, and your hand as you circle around. If you used chalk in your hand, you could create a beautiful rounded form on the floor, except for the part of the circle which traces across your legs. After you've made several circles counterclockwise, go the other way around, clockwise. When you have finished your explorations, return to your centered stance with your knees up and feet planted. Rest and then do the entire sequence on the other side, legs dropping to the left and drawing circles with your right arm clockwise and counterclockwise. Okay, this is the end of our exercise for today, but as you go throughout your day, notice how these diagonal connections are utilized in very basic movements, like simply walking. As you walk around the room or go for a long walk outdoors, check in with your core for diagonal connections. Can you sense that your opposite arm and leg are connected through your core as you take a step? What happens as you continue to take steps? Is it changing from diagonal to diagonal, shifting back and forth, helping you move through the space? Enjoy the complexity of this movement as well as its obvious simplicity.